A North Carolina social worker has been busted in a $500,000 Medicaid fraud scheme. Today on Rational Lunatic Media, coming to you directly from Rational Lunatic himself. Excuse me. Jesus Christ, I am sorry. Now, last one, swear to God. So, before we get started, I do want to apologize. I know a few of my videos have been really distorted. I was able to acquire some headphones with a little mic. I hope this is a little better. I do plan on upgrading all my devices, but it is a work in progress, so if you could just bear with me, I would really appreciate it. And with that being said, please hit that like and subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date on all my fresh content. If you're on TikTok and this video is a little too long, jump over to YouTube where you can always catch the full content there. You can always catch it on Patreon as well, which is linked in my YouTube. And on Patreon as well, for members only, $5 a month, you can get my Not Safe for Life content. Those are stories about way worse cops and judges and officials doing way more heinous acts. There are stories you kind of have to want to know. And although I think you should want to know, I do understand some people just don't have the stomach to listen to those types of stories. So that's for members only, $5 a month, Not Safe for Life content. Now let's get into this one, shall we? This report is coming from Port City Daily, read to you by yours truly, as always. NHC social worker pleads guilty to conspiring in $400,000 plus Medicaid billing scheme. New Hanover County. A New Hanover County social worker has pleaded guilty to defrauding the state health care program for low-income households. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, 52-year-old Felicia Moore Jones conspired with Lakia Washington of Clayton, North Carolina, in a fraudulent scheme of more than $400,000 in Medicaid billing. Jones was a social worker for New Hanover County during two various employment periods. According to the county, she started with the health department in 2001 as a program assistant, earning $25,459. Her employment ceased in mid-2010 due to the grant funding ending, at which time Jones was a maternal outreach coordinator, making $31,477. Jones was hired back as an administrative assistant in May 2011 at a salary of a little more than $26,000. And by the time her employment ended in April 2023, she was a human services caseworker, making almost $52,000. Now that's a pretty good jump. The county listed Jones resigned from her position. She pleaded guilty Wednesday to conspiring with licensed mental health counselor Washington, who runs LW Therapeutics and Consulting, LLC. The scheme included Jones stealing patients' identifying information as a government employee for Washington to bill counseling services to fake patients. Jesus. The U.S. Attorney's Office found Washington began the fraud as early as 2018 and through 2020. It led to the disbursement of up to $800,000 by Medicaid. The office found one scheme involved Washington billing more than 24 one-hour appointments in a single day, as well as executing invoices to an, quote, unborn beneficiary still in utero at the time of the purported service. She was giving counseling sessions to an embryo Come on. What? Jesus. Jones would sell Medicaid ID numbers of New Hanover County residents to Washington for an agreed upon finder's fee per beneficiary. Though services were never rendered, court documents state Jones knew Washington was entering the fraudulent information to Medicaid. The investigation determined the individuals whose identities were stolen never paid out-of-pocket expenses. Late last year, Washington pleaded guilty and is awaiting sentencing. Jones will face up to 10 years in prison and a possible fine. Quote, government employees are supposed to be responsible stewards of our personal and health data, not stealing it for their own profit, Attorney General Josh Stein said in a press release. Quote, I'm grateful to the Medicaid Investigations Division and the federal partners for their work to protect taxpayer resources and patient information. Quote, we are fortunate to live in a generous country where we are proud to help the less advantaged through programs like Medicaid, U.S. Attorney Michael Easley added in the release. Quote, but we will find and prosecute anyone who abuses that generosity for their own profit. I mean, that was wild. They were billing an unborn embryo, an unborn baby, fetus, whatever. Like, like it's not. She's not kicking. I don't understand. You just need to come in for an hour session. I'll get that baby up and motivated, and she'll be kicking in no time in that belly. Oh man, I did not expect that. Sorry, y'all. Some of these stories I kind of skim through, some I don't. So as I read them, you get kind of a reaction video as well, and yeah, that's a new one for me. Let me know if you've heard similar stories to that. I doubt it highly, but I would love to hear stories from the viewers if you've come across reports, stories, or been involved in stories like that, or know someone personally who has. But with that being said, if you made it, you've made it to the end. Thank you so much for being here. Truly, from the bottom of my heart, I love each and every one of you. I'm so grateful that you're here. I hope we build this channel to something that can be successful, so I can continue to bring you all the latest and greatest news of our corrupt officials and all the really crappy things they're doing. And as always, again, hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. And until the next time, y'all, stay wild.